Alright, YouTube. We're back here again at Wicket, as you can see. And we are going to play in a 2-5 game. I went ahead and bumped up and got to take a shot. I know a couple of these cats, and they know how to play. They know how to play real well, so we're gonna see what happens. But I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous. Second time playing 2-5, and gotta take a shot. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Real quick, Wicked River is running a full house bonus pyramid promotion where when you get a full house that's still on the board, you end up getting paid money for it. The last full house to be standing is worth $2,000. So if you're in the area, go ahead and head over and try to get some of this $12,000 pot. Alright, so the first hand we're going to go over, and I'm on the button with ace-4 spades. I'll go ahead and raise it up to 15, and the big blind in under the gun goes ahead and calls. So we are 3 ways to a flop of 5-7-6 with 2 spades. Then I'm checking to me, and I put in continuation bet to 25, and only the big blind calls. So heads up to a turn, which is a 2 of clubs. He checks, and I'll go ahead and decide to check, do a little pot control. Hopefully hit a spade or a 3 that I need to make the straight. Either way, still heads up to a river, which comes a beautiful 10 of spades. Now the big blind goes ahead and leads out for 50 bucks. I kind of tank a little bit. Obviously you're gonna put in the raise, but to how much? I end up settling on a $125 raise. A little bit less than 3 times, but just enough to kind of make him think about it and give him a good price to call, and which he ends up making the call. We end up flipping over the card, saying we have the nuts, and we take down this pot.
Can I be in the block? Sure.
The next time we're gonna go over, I'm in the big blind with Queen Jack offsuit. The button raises to 15. I'll go ahead and defend, looking for a good flop, and the flop ends up coming Jack 4-4 rainbow. I'll go ahead and end up check and flow, and the button checks back. Still heads up to a turn, which is an offsuit king. I check, the button go ahead and bets 20. Not really seeing that he would have a king right here in the spot, just because I think he would see bet the flop a lot, especially with king queen, obviously king jack suited. So I go ahead and elect to call and try to see a river. Still heads up to a river, which comes another king. I end up checking to a button, and he ends up betting 40. Now here I really am not really believing he has a king. As like I said, as played anything with like ace king, king queen, especially king jack, he would have bet the flop. But I really don't see him so playing it, so I end up making the call, and he ends up folding right away. So we take another good one down. All right, and during the 2-5 session, we end up playing some 6-card bomb pots. Sorry to say, nothing really too exciting happened. I either chopped or lost money, and it wasn't even that much money. It was just more of couldn't get any hands to hit and just end up folding. Or the hands that we end up getting, it was just a chop and nothing really too exciting going on. All right, the last time we're gonna go over when it comes to this 2-5 session, I'm gonna go with the ladies. So I'll go ahead and raise it up to 15. The button and the small blind go ahead and call. So 3 ways to a flop, which comes Jack 4 or 5 rainbow. Ends up checking to me. I continuation bet to 35, and only the button makes a call. And the turn brings a 6. I'll go ahead and bet 75, ramping it up, hoping that he has some sort of jack, and which he ends up shoving all in. I'll go ahead and snap call, going to a river, which comes an 8 of spades. He ends up showing ace jack offsuit, and shortly after that, felting him, the table broke. So yeah. The game broke. Was in for 1,000, out for 1710. So profit of 710. So pretty good session. I'm right now, since the table broke, I'm gonna go ahead and buy into the 1-2 and see how that goes. Kind of felt to that guy, kind of felt bad. I kind of feel bad because he kept running into it. It's like, I understand you're a poker player and that's your job, kind of thing like that, to take, to take those opportunities and anything like that, but still, it sucks. You've been on that end where you just can't win a hand and you're always out carded or one-upped or anything like that, so I understand the way that feels, so I can relate. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this 1-2 and see how it goes.
Alright, so I don't want to deceive y'all guys. I ended up buying into that 1-2, but only stayed for like maybe 3 hands and was pretty tired afterwards and went home. So the next hands you're gonna see are from actually the next day of me playing 1-2. Okay, so the first time we're gonna go over in this 1-2 session, I'm in the cutoff with ace-9 of clubs. There's an under the gun raise to 15. The low jack calls. I'll go ahead and make the call, and we end up being 3 raise to a flop, which comes 9-9 deuce with 2 diamonds. Under the gun continue bets to 15. The low jack calls. I really am not scared of any kind of flush draw for some reason. I'll go ahead and just make the smooth call, trying to set traps and see what the turn brings. 3 ways to a turn, which comes at deuce of spades. Under gun continues his aggression and bets 20. Low jack calls. I really do think there's merit to raising here, but as played, I'll go ahead and make the call. And 3 raise to a river, which comes in offsuit 10. Under gun bets 25. Low jack folds, and depending on how much I should play this one, now trying to make up for missed value, I'll go ahead and raise to 100. And the under the gun ends up tanking for a little bit. I know this player, he kind of likes to hero call here and there, especially against me for some reason, I guess. But as played, I'll go ahead and raise to 100, and he tanks for a while.
I'm just curious. I'll see. I'll pay you off. Call.
And ends up making the call, and we're good. He ends up flipping over ace queen offsuit. Next item of note, there is a button straddle for 5. I'm going to raise to 15 and cut off with jack 9 offsuit. Folds around to the small blind, who ends up 3-betting to $41. Should respect this 3-bet from a small blind, but this guy kind of likes to play it back at me here and there. He is a type player, but for some reason I'll go ahead and make the call. It's a very loose call, but I'll go ahead and make the call as played, and heads up to a flop of jack high with 2 hearts. The small blind goes ahead and continue bets to 55. Facing this kind of aggression, I am putting him over on a maybe overpair, ace king, ace queen, but can't let go of top pair just yet. I'll make the call to evaluate the turn, which comes the 9 of hearts. Small blind goes ahead and grabs the stacks and kind of shoves them aggressively in the middle. This card kind of is a good card, bad card. Obviously, ace king of hearts, ace queen of hearts gets there. Can't let go of 2 pair just yet, and I'll go ahead and make the call for 100. Going to see a river, which comes a 7 of spades. He ends up getting another stack of 100 and shoving it in the middle. I tanked for a while, going over my options, what he could have. At this point, obviously, I'm putting him in an overpair. The hearts bricked out, so ace king, ace king offsuit, ace queen offsuit with the ace of hearts or high card heart. Doesn't get there. I end up talking myself in a call, and he ends up showing pocket aces with the ace of hearts. So we're drawing pretty dead and just got lucky. Okay, so the last time we're gonna go over is kind of me getting online once again. Still learning here, guys. But there's a button straddle for 5. Under gun limps. I'll go ahead and make it to 15 with ace-5 offsuit. Button calls and under the gun calls. So 3 ways to a flop, which comes 2-9-5 with all spades. Checks to me, knowing how hard it is to flop a flush. I'll go ahead and continue bet to 20, and the only under the gun calls. Going heads up to a turn, which comes a 10 of hearts. He checks to me. I'll go ahead and check back. In hindsight, maybe I should continue firing here, but not really thinking about what worse hands could call me here. Only flushes would, maybe a pair of 9s would. But as played, I'll go ahead and check. Heads up to a river, which comes another spade. Undergun leads for 75, and at this point, I am done. I'll go ahead and make the fold. So, don't know what he had, but I should have folded pre-flop and would have saved me some money here.
Alright, so long session. Yeah, I played pretty well in the game for, well, in the 1-2 game for 200, out for 500 even. So I was up at least 800 and lost a couple in the bomb pots and some other hands to call it flop and didn't flop anything. So yeah, that's it. Remember, if you like the videos, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'm tired. Just check y'all later.